It is
Like we
8:30,
do
it's
that
time
locally.
for the weekly meeting of the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors. We have an agenda in front of us. Do we have any additions, corrections, deletions? Second, it's been moved and second, further discussion, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. County engineer update.
Morning. Jim finally got done with all of our kind of surveys of these local bridges that were closed, so now I can start getting the design done on what we're putting back in. So over the next few weeks, we'll be working on hydrology on those. We did have a blow up yesterday on Primrose again. Same thing. I mean, it was in a location where we already had one, and it was on the inside, this time the outside expanded, so.
Are these all over?
They're,
this, or are they
like
the
this
ones-
one was in the same location as another one that happened last week or the week before. It was a new location. That, it's just that road.
Sorry about that.
That's right.
So anyway, we went out and fixed that yesterday and we'll just keep monitoring it. It seems to be after we get moisture and we get hot humid days is when we start seeing issues with that.
So how long are we gonna monitor it before we rip it all out and do it again?
I don't know, we got 6 locations on there. Is it a 6-mile stretch, 5-mile stretch? We're out blading and still rocking and mowing. The rain kind of slowed us down this morning a little bit, so until things dry out, we'll keep blading. What do you got?
Oh, no, I'll talk to you later. It's on you said something about borrowing that box. You guys still use that road groomer?
It's set in, no, we aren't using it right now. Do you need it?
Well, they wanna know, you'd mentioned one time before at landfill, they could use it to groom that
Yeah.
road, see how it works, maybe we'd get one.
Didn't you guys borrow it once already?
No, you said that, but it was like it was last fall, and so.
Okay. Well, you can borrow it, I don't.
Okay, I'll call them, tell them if they wanna come pick it up. You can just pull it behind the truck, right?
Yeah, it's gotta have a pintle, I think, I'm trying to think, we put a drawbar hitch or a pintle hitch on it.
Oh,
Check the hitch, I think we've got a drawbar on it. I think they come with a pintle hitch,
what's a pinwheel?
the round eye that sits on a ball, but I think we switched it to a pin hitch for the tractor instead. Your tractor will have the pin hitch, it just matter, it won't matter, I mean,
Well, I think they come get it with the truck.
right, so they'll have a
Tractor.
drawbar hitch on it. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I'll mention it to them, they asked it yesterday. 'Cause they were- Anyway, sorry to get off the
No,
subject.
that's fine. Been in contact with, Will Morrow with the bridge there. I'm gonna get him in contact with some people with the Historic Bridge Society. I talked to him yesterday a little bit. He might just wanna scrap it. You know, I said, even if you don't come out ahead, you don't have the liability anymore either, so. I'll be working with him a little bit on getting him pointed in the right direction. So, Lime Kiln Road, Jim and I were discussing this morning, we're still not done there as far as, we got the road open, but there's gonna be some work to do later. And maybe at that time, we can, when we bring up our slopes again, maybe we can kind of clean part of that flow line out again and get that reestablished. There's material there, so we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a while before we can get the channel. I did talk to the Army Corps. The Army Corps doesn't require you to clean out and reestablish that ditch or the channel, but you can. But if you do it, then you gotta contact the Corps and get their permission, or at least let them know what's going on. So you can't really do anything without their permission anymore, but I think it would be a simple process if we end up doing something like that. We still need to reestablish the bank, so everything we did prior to this was just to get the road back open up. We still need to get more slow protection in there. So, as of yesterday, it wasn't flowing any water. It was dry,
The old channel.
the whole thing. There was nothing flowing in it yesterday, so.
Yeah, that's right. It's up in your mouth. Anything going down through there.
And I did contact Ray to get involved with, to get in touch with both the Beans family and the Morrow family about what maybe FEMA can do for them. I gave him that information late last week or Wednesday before the holiday, so I don't know if he's contacted them yet or not. I'll be talking with Ray today when I go to Worth County for FEMA, so. That's where we're at in secondary roads. You're gonna see a lot of, all of our flood bills come into this payroll, or this, not this payroll, but this claim session, because it's easier to track it now than it is to split it between 2 fiscal years.
No, I see there was
That's quite a bit.
$300,000-400,000 of,
That's all flood.
yep.
And we're still processing the DDIR forms for the FHWA. That's a tedious process. So, that's where we're at, we're still chasing floods. Anything new? We did find out that Hickory Avenue pipe that washed out is probably in salvageable condition, so we'll reuse it. We did send quotes out last week before about getting the contractor in to fix that, so, it appears that the pipe is in good shape. We just gotta reclaim it, put it back in, and then we'll be ready, and then our bridge project gets lit next week on Tuesday for that location, culvert project. That's where we're at.
Anything,
All right.
any complaints? It sounds like it's going good, so.
I'll race to Worth County and take care of the team over there.
Oh, okay.
Have a good week.
You too. Thanks. County Attorney General discussion. County Attorney Watt.
I actually have no questions. I have no questions for you.
Well, basically, our only thing is with that property along the light kiln. Of course, that's still up in the air.
Had a quiet week.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. No,
Anything else on that other deal? The computer?
oh, yeah, right.
Talk to me later.
I will, about, got a bunch of stuff that you can figure in the code, figure it all out.
Okay.
It's- Yeah, okay, another Wilders chasing them.
Well, if there's nothing for the county attorney this week, why,
Good. No, just we'll wait.
Richard,
Good.
how was things at the jail? Was he weak for you too, or?
Not too bad. You know, we're holding 5 this morning, minimus drugs, thefts, but it was pretty quiet over the 4, a few calls, but nothing earth shattering, I guess. The radio system got hit by lightning this morning, so they're under backup system right now and got a tech coming to repair what damage was done. So, but everything's good.
Well, I see you're on Ray's board. What's he gonna do with the old pickup? Any idea?
Nope. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know how that'll get handled. That's owned by both counties, right?
Yeah.
Does he go over, does he spend just half days here and then half days in North County?
I think it essentially, it works out to be that. Some days he might be here all day, and then in Woods County.
I mean, for mileage, I'd rather see him like the engineer does. I mean, he's here Tuesdays, he's here Thursdays, he's there Monday, Wednesday, and then, of course, he splits Monday between the both, but he, it could be every other Monday. Because if he's driving every day to Northwood, I mean, that's 80 miles.
Yeah, and I don't think he is every day over there, Stan. And then, of course, he schedules training and
Sure.
whenever emergencies come up, but he's not there every day. I know he's there this morning with FEMA. So I think at the end of the year, it's breaks down essentially half day here, half day over there. But I don't know what he's gonna do with this pickup.
So you got a new vehicle?
Yeah, the new one's on the road, and I talked to Dave this morning, my old pickup's available for him
Yeah.
whenever he is ready for it.
Yeah, whenever you're done with it.
We're done, so
Okay.
I told him the keys are on my desk and he can pick it up whenever.
Good.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
It'll be a lot better vehicle for him.
I think it'll
Get
work
the
out well.
blade on that.
Yep. Yep, it's all ready for that, so. So you guys have any questions for me?
No.
It's good. It's good for it.
Everything's quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You got that?
Tom,
Yeah.
says Valent project update.
Nothing earth shattering. The contractor was gonna mobilize this week to the Osage plant. He's got held up a week, so he's gonna be here next week instead. There's nothing going on there. I do have requests, I know you guys are super busy. Hinkle really wants to get going out of the pre-treatment plant. And they were wondering if you guys would be able to hold like a special meeting on Thursdays to get the contract signed so they can get out here and going. If you guys don't have time, I understand, but they wanted me to ask.
That's fine.
Okay?
Yep.
If you guys could do that, no, won't be able to get you that resolution until that day because Henkel's got to get me all the bonds and they got them ready, just have to have them redated now. But they're really chomping at the bit to get started, which is great, but
8 o'clock in the morning or
I
4
could
in
be
the
here at
afternoon?
6, I don't care.
Can you
8
be-
o'clock works great.
Can you be here at 6, Lowell?
I'll go pick them up, don't worry about it.
8 o'clock, okay, we'll try that.
No, that's great, and then they won't get too far into the winter.
Yeah, 4 days out of state, but take me 2 minutes. Go real quick, resolution, bang, we'll be out of here. So,
Resolution for a contract.
yep, a resolution approving contracts and bonds, and an authorization for the chair to sign the contract. That'll be it.
Okay.
That is very cool. I will have everything ready, and if I can get it to you tomorrow, I will do that little, I'll bring it Thursday morning, okay?
Great.
All right, guys, I'll see you Thursday morning. That's it though for right now.
Okay.
All right? Take care, talk to you later.
See you, Tom.
Thank you.
Minutes, we have them, I think Supervisor Hoaglander has a little.
Change, just that one from Spring Creek to
Sugar Creek.
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes. Is that in both sets, right? Or is there
Yeah,
two sets.
Yeah.
June 27th and July 2nd.
Do you want this handwritten in, or do you want a different copy?
I've got my own, so, yeah, I'll just change it on the computer.
But I mean, do you want me to sign this? copy?
No, oh, no.
No, that's,
Here, I'll give you this one, son.
That won't affect.
oh, we didn't vote on that.
No.
Matter of fact, I didn't second it today. Second.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
I wrote it down right here.
It's been moved and seconded, further discussion. Hoaglander.
Aye.
Walk, motion carried. Claims.
I didn't see anything. Did you?
That's my only question. My only question, I see the Osage Senior Citizens got $1,500. Does some of the other senior citizen centers also get,
St. Ansgar does too.
It's
okay.
on here.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, I missed
Both the
that.
senior centers.
I missed St. Ansgar's, I'm sorry.
Yeah, with that, I'd make a motion to approve the claims.
Second. Been moved and seconded, further discussion. Hearing none, vote by vote.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. Consideration of compression brake, Jake brake resolution. Do we have it in front of us?
Resolution number.
Number on
Oh,
it.
okay, well, I'd make a motion to approve the compression Jake brake resolution.
Well, that's a tongue twister. Doesn't look that bad.
Sounds just like a Jake brake.
Second. Further discussion. Hearing none, vote by
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. Consideration of state of Iowa designation of applicants, authorized representatives, resolution.
Well, it's with NICOG since Dan Schroeder is no longer with NICOG. This is replacing him with Joe Myrie as the designee of the applicant's authorized representative.
Okay. Motion to approve the State of Iowa designation applicants authorized representative resolution. Authorizing Joe must just gonna be filling in. Okay.
They haven't hired anybody yet, I don't think.
Second. Further discussion?
Dan must got tired of all those things he used to have to come over and go through us, but
Yeah,
he must have moved on or something.
into something completely different.
Oh, really?
Well, what, the scuttlebutt at our last executive board meeting was that apparently he's real involved with their church stuff, and there was some opening that doesn't pay as well, but he was gonna try that, and so they were really wondering how that was gonna work for him, but that's his choice, not
Kind of fraternal insurance
so.
throughout the state.
In any event, that's what
What Joe told me.
Okay, Voigtlander,
Aye.
Locke, aye, motion carried. Stacyville Economic Development, was he coming at
Around 9:30.
9:30? Okay, we will hold up on that. Lola, you got your quarterly report in?
Yep.
You gave everything to the county, nothing in your back pocket?
No.
Motion to approve the auditor's quarterly report.
Second.
killing him.
Quiet, Randy.
You keep an eye on him there, don't you, Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my official shredder.
Still got all his fingers too.
Yeah?
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay, Voigtlander.
Aye.
Locke, aye, motion carried. Approval of fireworks permits. I think we ought to change this to permit to shoot fireworks, because it's not really a permit to buy. It's a permit to discharge it. And we wouldn't have to on this one, but I think from
It says
here
right
on out.
here, given the right to shoot and display fireworks.
Yeah, but on the top, it says
Oh,
permit to
okay.
buy fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
And it really is not a permit to buy in Iowa, it's a permit to shoot.
Okay.
And like I say, I wouldn't change, but on the next ones, I would,
Mhm.
Maybe just put in fireworks permit.
Yeah.
and then,
Take
yeah, however you want it. I
Fireworks
mean,
permit.
but take the, because it really is
Mhm.
something different than buying them.
Just the two of them?
Two of them, yeah. David Fox on July 13th and Joel Nickerson. This won't be till August 9th or 10th. 10th's the rain date.
Make a motion to approve the fireworks permit to shoot.
Second. Further discussion. Well, there was a lot of them around the 4th and the 5th that we didn't permit.
Well,
But that's not our worry. A lot of them has some nice displays in it.
yep.
Okay, hearing none, Voigtlander.
Aye.
Locke, aye, motion carried. Okay, where are these go? Is that one? Approval of cigarette tobacco permit for Sunnybury Golf and Country Club.
Decided they wanna be able to sell some tobacco products.
What a nasty, filthy, dirty, rotten, tarry habit.
Yeah, well. Guess I'll make a motion to approve their,
Nasty, filthy, dirty, rotten, tarry habit permit.
yeah, that's it.
Second.
They can't smoke inside out there, can they?
No,
I suppose so they can walk the course,
no.
or ride, I don't think many people walk anymore.
Actually, you know, that was brought up when that law changed first on public property. I don't know that you're even allowed, although we had a ashtray behind the courthouse too, but I mean, even on the course itself, and that I don't think you're legally, technically allowed to. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Boocklander.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. Items of note, meetings attended.
Okay.
My NICOG was canceled. I'll be going down Wednesday afternoon to T21, and an hour before that is the hazmat thing that Bob always, I can just as well cover that Wednesday.
Yeah,
At least help them get a quorum and
I'll see where I'm at on Thursday. I'm the Board of Health at noon or something like that.
okay, manure management plan update.
I have one from Carl Tice for the Happy Park Incorporated, Section 16 Burrock.
So noted. Mitchell County Ag Society fiscal report.
Gene Pitson dropped us off the other day. Fiscal year July 1 of 12 through June 30th of 13. Looks like they made a nice profit there. 29,640.28.
Well, it'd actually be 5,400 in the red if it wasn't for our assistance. So,
Right.
and I really don't see anything on here to where they're doing any
State aid.
major, I mean, they had capital improvements of $3,851, but I mean, so if they really have to do any type of capital improvements at all, they really can't do it without our assistance.
State aid of 10,000, a little over. So there's 45,000.
And when you look at, I mean, really the salaries in that, they have a lot of volunteers that really, I mean, almost all of their stuff is volunteer. I mean,
You look at special attractions, they had 65,000 for expenses.
What the 5,378 miscellaneous was.
I bet you there's just a lot of little, maybe I'm wrong on that, but
It's the same as the utilities. It always bothered me when the miscellaneouses are as big as, you know, but that's what it is. Looks about the same as it always does, doesn't
yeah, I mean, all in all, I think they run good. It's one of the better fairs now, and tends to be, so. Am I to sign here, Lowell? Is that,
Yeah, I'd sign there, Stan.
and then we just put
Early
Mitchell,
to see.
we put Mitchell County on the very bottom.
Yep, but Mitchell County and New Stein up here.
That's the way I would read that to be. If we have no problems with the egg societies, we'll so noted that we received it. And let's, I'll run down and get Barb if she's ready. Okay, we'll go back into session. It says Stacyville Economic Development Loan Request.
Just, what the Stacyville Economic Development is doing is, putting up a spec building, industrial, in the industrial park. The Sinensky EDC did a similar thing a year ago and sold their building to Kelly Minnis, and so now that money that was revolved to them from Mitchell County Economic Development will be available, so our board has decided to go ahead with that. We're looking at somewhere around $250,000 to $270,000 shell that we're putting up. 80 by 150 20-foot sidewalls. The funding sources to pay for the contractor are going to be two sources. One is the revolving loan fund out of the Mitchell County EDC, which is $150,000, and the second source is I think they call it a red leg loan from that Heartland Power is has available. And so that $150,000 back to the Mitchell County EDC is due when the building gets sold. The red leg loan is due on, I believe it's a 10-year payback. And I guess what I'm asking the Board of Supervisors is if we don't get that building sold before those payments are to be started to the red leg, we'd like to have you guys basically guarantee the loan. When that building doesn't get sold, then if there's any payments that you would have had to made on that, the economic development will pay you back with interest. So that's what the board is requesting, that it's more or less a guarantee of loan in case that building. And as my understanding, is hopefully we will not have to start paying that loan for 24 months after we get that loan. The timeline is this summer, fall, as far as getting the building put up and talk to the contractor. We got we had got some estimates earlier, and now kind of get down to more specifics on what is the price of steel and so on.
So is your industrial park part of the Heartland Power?
Yes, part of it is. We got basically part of the park is served by Lion, part is by Heartland. Heartland did put in some three-phase power into that park 2 or 3 years ago. They got basically the west side of it, and this building is in one of those lots. The economic development owns the lot. We basically got that money from a loan from the St. Answer State Bank, paying interest only, and then that's kind of how the loan is set up.
You starting?
Start construction probably late summer, early fall. Yeah, somewhere in there, depends on just how. Got the pad put in probably a month ago, I suppose. The elevator is building the fertilizer plant there, so they had to dig out material and replace it with some, something different to, for the construction of that. So part of that was going to just basically haul it across the street, and Bigger Mayor put in the pad for us, so that's sitting there and already been done and paid for right now. So.
Who do you use as an attorney then?
Gross, Mateo,
Okay, I would assume if we would do something that we're gonna have to have some legal work generated on this.
Okay,
And
okay.
we would want our county attorney to approve of it before we would.
Mm-hmm, sure.
But right offhand, do you have any problems with the concept, Joel?
No, because it works well up in St. Ansgar. I mean, but that building went sooner rather than later.
Right, and of course, it was an unfortunate event that happened, that made that happen, but you never know.
Could be
for what-
another unfortunate
It could,
event.
could be,
Could be
yeah,
a boon for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so, I mean,
right,
things happen and,
yeah.
you know,
And, Brenda's already, got on her list to do things, that things can be marketed.
Right.
And there's different areas that she uses there to help market that.
that was one of the reasons why economic development did that up there, is because we've never had a building to market.
Mhm.
You know, and that's part of, so.
And we're trying to come up with a size that's gonna be kind of one size fits all, but that's never the case, We try to, make it so it's.
But that could be expanded, as
Yeah,
you're
it
building
can
it
be,
to.
yeah, and, right, and the way we set up the grading of the lot or the pad on the lot, and then the way we're going to be ordering the building, that can be expanded to a 300-foot length building. So we got the grade set so that we go at it, and then and I guess, I don't know that much about the building construction, but on the end wall, it's gonna be basement built, so it can be expanded as opposed to, starting over or whatever, so. That apparently has something to do with, the truss system that they put in the end one, so that can be low bearing when that wall comes out, I guess.
Okay,
All we need right now is get the paperwork in order and
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I think your attorney should get a hold of the county attorney and
Okay.
ask, and I can call Mark and explain that we're considering doing this, and but like I say, it should really be up to your attorney to generate the paperwork and Mark look it over, but
Okay.
again, if there's something right offhand that Mark knows he would want in it, you might as well have the
Sure.
two attorneys talk to each other,
Right, right,
as opposed to,
right.
yeah,
Writing up something that doesn't work out and have to start over.
take longer to do the paperwork.
Build a building.
Build it.
Probably. So, well, I appreciate it very much, and I guess, like I said, we spent a lot of time deciding whether to go with this or not go with this, because it is a spec building, and that's the nature of, it's a speculative venture, but, we felt that, we got a city council that's been very supportive and, putting in that industrial park, and, they say, or knew that they needed to do something in order not just to stand still, so, and this will be a good addition to it, so.
well, I mean, everything does involve around economic development, I don't care how you wanna look at it.
Absolutely.
And, when I first got on the board here, we did not have a county economic development commission.
Mhm.
And Cheryl actually was the one that got it.
Well, I heard somebody else start.
But yeah, you're absolutely right, it really does, we're all around that, we got good economic development, you got jobs, you got kids in the school, which helps the school stay in place, and then, which helps Main Street, which, absolutely, put money into growth of the economy of the area is by and far the best dollars that anybody can spend,
Well, I mean, you just take the valent thing here, and I don't care how you wanna look at it, even if they're hiring employees from within Mitchell County, that still opens up another job in Mitchell County. And so you have 89 jobs opening up. Well, if only 20% of those people live in the school district, that's 18 of them. Half of them have kids in school, but they have 2 kids. Again, there's 18 additional kids, that's $6,000 a pop from the state. that's basically $100,000 alone a year coming. uh, and-
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people really realize, and I guess part of my disappointment is, the school district is the biggest beneficiary of all of our economic development stuff, by far. I mean, they get the most property tax, they get this other revenue and so on, and they have no skin in the game. And you would think that they'd want to work a little closer with us, the school boards, I mean, really, in one respect, because they're the biggest beneficiary. You know, I would almost think they'd want to once a year come and say, well, what's happening, what's,
Right, kids, yeah,
and, you know, in all reality, it,
well, you know, like, go back to Stacyville City Council, you know, they were down there, they kind of get discouraged on how much they spent and the debt that they got out there and things like that. And I said, you know, you guys are doing the right thing, you know. And they started a long time ago by doing the right thing, you know. They helped out some of those housing additions by putting money into it, which doesn't usually, you know, go to the big city if the developer has to come up with the money, so. So they've done the right thing, it shows, I mean, it's sort of by their community.
If you want your community to grow, you gotta do some things.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Infrastructure.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been spending a lot of money on that lately, you know, it was kind of let go and, you know, now we're getting new water lines. Took care of
Looks like you're gonna have a street project.
street project, yeah, we are. So, that needs it. You know,
Well,
like
I'm
we-
just commenting on the one north of Bowie, 'cause it's half gone.
Oh, that one too. Well, I thought about
Kinda
the new project.
Oh, okay, I didn't know about
Yeah, we've got
that.
a new project, we put in,
The Forest Street project.
yeah, a couple of those. But now we're actually putting in Union Street, which is up there by this project in the elevator there. We're throwing in some cement slab this summer, so. But that needed it, and it's going to be heavy distracting, so.
did McIntyre ever allow ATVs in their town?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. No conditions other than, your license and, the normal stuff.
Normal stuff, right? So
Yeah, that went,
we just made it permanent here
okay.
last week.
And Stacyville did the same thing. They're both resolutions, so they're not ordinances as opposed to, trying to do that. And kind of, I guess I took that from your cue on what you was doing, so.
Yeah, under ordinance, I mean, you can make up your own fines and that and your own laws, but I mean, there's no reason to really, and then if you do a resolution, if you want to get rid of it, it's real easy to get rid of a resolution as opposed to an ordinance. So that's great.
Yep.
Your park open up again, is
It was up and mowed it on Saturday, I think it was, so I haven't seen any much more activity in that, but, so I'm not sure whether that. You get all that water this spring, how many times on top of it, it looked like it must have waited long enough to mow, it didn't look like, how much for ruts in there, maybe, yeah, I think there was, well, I think I know there was more water in Stacyville this May than there hasn't been in any other previous year. Things are higher, they keep marking on the day, and this is where it was in this year, and this is where this year, it keeps going up to here, and,
now who owns that dam there?
Probably the city, as far as I know. I'm not sure, I know that the Adams family is kind of in with that too, so I'm not sure where that all goes. Because they had once had the mill that was there, back whenever that was, so.
Okay.
As far as I know, it's the city, I mean, we've been taking care of it, and, doing some stuff to keep it in, up to speed,
Well, they dredged that not too many years ago, wasn't it? Didn't they dredge
Above that?
Yeah, above the dam.
Yeah, that's been a while now.
I say not too many, but usually it's a
Yeah,
lot of years.
right. I don't know how long it's been. I don't remember, was that done in the 80s?
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean,
I don't remember for sure. It was before I came on as clerk, and that was in the mid-nineties, or '94, whatever.
Does Tom ever come back?
I haven't seen him for a while. So I don't know. I haven't seen him for a while.
I think I've seen him a few years ago.
Yeah. So, but, no, we, I know the city went, we redid the stuff below the dam, 10, 12 years ago. We cleaned everything out and started pouring some cement over the east dam, so that as it goes over, it's not gouging out and stuff, so. I spent a lot of volunteer time and, just, getting stuff in there. And, like I say, to keep it in place. Keep it up. But now we have another river to fill. Gouge sticking on the backside of the dam.
This makes life interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we'll talk to Mr. Rosenbaum, Dale, whoever, Miss Brian usually does the stuff.
Well, keep up the good work. All you guys
do.
say, if you can keep on building some new houses there, and that all helps.
You
And,
bet, you bet.
and,
Yeah, just, different things to do, you never know, because I heard one comment was, well, we built a new house in town because of the daycare that was there. So little things like that are, I mean, they're all pieces, This is just one thing, it's this one, kind of keep pieces in there, so. Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. So, get you on to your other business.
Huh?
I'll let you get on to your other business.
That's it, you're it.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else for the good of the cause?
Are we gonna take action? We should. Or not? Or you wanna wait?
I'd rather wait until we get the paperwork.
Right, and then Mark looks at it.
Because, I mean, if we,
He gets a holiday if we sign stuff and he hasn't looked at it.
well, and if we agree to do it, and then Mark says, well, this is wrong and that's wrong, and we
Yeah.
can't,
I agree, yeah.
then we're.
Okay, so it's still, it's a process.
Yeah, matter, it gives us even a little club then if, to get the thing done, I mean, not a big club. If there's nothing else for the good of the cause, we will stand adjourned at 9:43 and a half.